Okay, so firstly, I would like to comment on what the proposition team um, have said. And see, our opponent mentioned that um, not helping an individual in danger is actually endangering them, that person's lives. And we beg to differ because not helping out does not always mean directly endangering them. So, because if we don't help someone out as they are, for example, if they're stuck in a doorway, does not always mean we're careless. But a lot of time, us as human beings, just mere human beings, we just assume that most adults and most individuals can cope with those situations themselves. Number two, you also said that people tend to be selfish, and that is why if another person's in danger and we're late to work, we prioritize um, uh, us getting to work on time. Again, human beings are selfish in nature. We were just programmed to have this empathy and care for other people, and that is why later on we'll be focusing on why this shouldn't be a law, but it should just be an option and a choice for people. On to my case. My opponent have stated that an individual who has no ties to a stranger on the street, let's say being robbed, will be forced with criminal liability right away, even if we have other priorities that are a lot more important that we have to prioritize. And even if this other person in danger can get help from other people that can properly assist a lot better than us with the situation. In a criminal situation, the the right person that we would go to is the police. And if it's a health issue, like someone having a cardiac arrest by the street, then of course a medical worker would be the right person to ask for help. Ladies and gentlemen, the proposition have proposed for taking away of human rights, the right to choose, and the right to have a choice to carry out an action, in this case, to assist an individual in danger, even if that would not, even even if at that situation it wouldn't place us at a serious risk. Because as a matter of fact, helping an individual is a choice and not an obligation that is forced and imposed onto the citizens by a governing body. You simply cannot say that if you do not choose to assist an individual in danger at a certain situation that can be various situations, then there is a risk of you being penalized or even the extreme incarcerated for making a wrong choice according to the government. That's why we beg to differ and propose the opposite of the proposition. 3 points of mechanism. There should be no obligation to assist an individual except family, as outside of that would not be considered as important, or for most of us outside um, our radius or our spectrum of priority. Number two, the person can only be imposed to be criminally liable if at the moment of the scene they were the ones who put the other individual at harm's reach and in danger in the first place. Yes, this will not be an easy thing to do, but after investigation and thorough scrutiny by the police or other forces involved, if the cases looks to be this way, then the person will be eligible to criminal liability, and they can be penalized, incarcerated, or even just put to jail overnight. Number three, what we propose is that there should be levels to all this, as helping an individual that cut their fingers or got a pretty severe paper cut can be said as also dangerous. But we can also say that this is not as important, or should not be can be said as not as important as saving uh, an individual already on edge to commit suicide. That is why we propose for being 3 levels to eligibility for being criminally liable. Just as if a child was at risk, that wouldn't be if an adult was at risk, that wouldn't be as bad as putting an, a minor, at risk. That is why we propose 3 levels: level 1, level 2, and level 3, according to how severe the situation and the case was. Just like how felonies, murders, and other crimes that have um, these um, that the government governs over are not punished the same way. Small crimes are only punished by a fine that can be as big as $1,000, and that has to be paid right away. And large, hideous crimes have to be sanctioned by serving a certain amount of time in prison. This way, ladies and gentlemen, we still have our rights to choose as a human being, and still have our rights to have a choice. But if by the government standard we see a person in danger, we can assist them as long as we won't be in danger ourselves. A penalty will be given to those who are too careless, and this way we increase the society's empathy and social awareness towards our neighbors, the people close around us, and even strangers we pass by on the street. That is why we would beg to differ with the government team. That is all from us. Thank you.